Coming up in this Fincast, planting coral in an 8,000-gallon reef, including a massive Duncan with hundreds of heads. Hi everybody, John here with another Fincast, and today we are back here at Center in the Square in Roanoke, Virginia, where we are working on the 8,000-gallon reef system. And we'll have a diver in the tank. We're putting in about 20 new corals, including an amazing Duncan coral, which has hundreds of heads on it.
Well, we gotta just find the right spot for it. So we're trying to find a good spot in the tank where it's kind of medium light, but also medium to low flow. Duncans like to not be blasted with water all the time. Like right where that Aiken is, that spot gets blasted with water.
Yeah, like when I'm in the water, I'll see how much flow when I'm right there.
I mean, the only other place I could really see maybe is like beside that torch over here.
This video follows the most recent Fincast where I shared how we added to the reef that's already been in place for about 10 years. We wanted more rockwork in the tank and places to plant corals more at eye level for the public who visits this tank for free at Center in the Square in downtown Roanoke, Virginia. And so we had added rock that we cured in our system for several months, but then we wanted to wait for everything to sort of settle in. In the meantime, I ordered some big pieces of coral from our wholesaler and then dipped and quarantined them until we were sure that everything was safe. We also wanted pieces that moved in the current, thinking that's what the average person notices and appreciates the most and would really just kind of add to the tank's aesthetic appeal. I did apportion a bit of the budget for color, and if you have a marine aquarium, you know that you pay extra for that bit of pop, but I did what I could.
What's next, coral?
Probably the Scully.
Okay, that's going to be a showstopper.
The biggest question was where to put that Duncan. The hope is that it would be an attention grabber and fill lots of space when it was open. So while the team wanted to find the right amount of light and flow to make the coral happy, I wanted it to have a prominent place in the aquarium. Now, we know that there are great water parameters in this tank from regular testing and the eyeball test, which shows lots of happy corals, including numerous pieces of SPS, which can be difficult to manage in such a big and deep aquarium, but they're doing well. But even with that, some smaller Duncan colonies were thriving while others would barely open up at all.
How's it looking?
Looks good.
Yeah?
It's healthy.
Okay.
I went back and took video of the new corals about a week later, and of course the only two that don't seem to be loving their new home are the Scully and the massive Duncan, the two priciest pieces in that order. So did it work? Well, mostly. The torch corals are looking unbelievable. The bubble coral opened up and is filling up more space than I even imagined when we placed it in there. It's doing great. The favias are looking well, and all of the frog spawns appear to be thriving. Pretty much anything that's a large polyp stony coral loves it in this aquarium. The Duncan has been more open than this at various times, seemingly happier in the morning, but now we're thinking we either have to move it or redirect the flow, and I'm thinking that Tony is going to have to do another dive. I want to know if anybody has any ideas about dealing with these Duncan corals, because I really want that coral to be in the aquarium right there where the public looks at it and goes, oh wow, and even maybe some more discriminating people coming through, like aquarium hobbyists, will look at it and say, I've never seen a Duncan that big. It's literally this big, and if it was all open, it would be a showstopper. So anybody have any ideas? I'd like to know. In the meantime, I'll keep you posted, and we'll let you know how things are going with the Duncan and the Scully and the rest of the corals in the Center in the Square aquarium.